Hey everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope that you are all good. In today's video we're doing this pretty Halloween bat design, and to start off with I'm going to be using a couple of CJP colours. So we're using Negligee, Sluh Fairy, and then the third colour I'm going to be using is Tooth Fairy. So these are all pink shades and I just wanted to have a nice soft pretty background to begin with. So I'm starting off with the Tooth Fairy and I'm placing that up in the cuticle area, and as you can see I'm working with it really wet just because I want all of these colours to mush and merge together. And then I'm just going to alternate between using the different colours. So here I've come in with Sluh Fairy and then I'm going to pick up Negligee. Now Negligee looks like clear here in the video, but it's actually a translucent pink shade. And I'm going to be coming over the top with some Chameleon Flakes. So I'm not too worried about there being that clear space, if that makes sense. So I'm just working really wet with those three colours, not really marbling them together. I'm just letting them blend into one another and just slightly pulling them together with my brush. I'm just going to do this until the entire nail is covered. And just keeping my brush full of monomer so that I can run my brush through the colours and the acrylics without any sticking into my brush. Here I just come in with a little bit more of that Tooth Fairy and Negligee. I double dipped on my brush just to add a little bit more colour. And then this is what the background or the base of our nail looks like. So it's just got that really soft with a hint of sparkle to it. And then I'm going to be using these Born Pretty Chameleon Flakes. I will leave a link in the description box to these specific ones. I think they're number 2 out of the collection and they are absolutely stunning. So it's just showing you guys that I've picked up the tiniest amount of clear acrylic on my brush and then I've dipped into those Chameleon Flakes and you can see it picked up loads of them. So you do only need to use a tiny amount of acrylic. And then I'm simply keeping my brush full of monomer, moving those flakes around until I'm happy with how they're all placed. I want quite a few of them on the nail because I absolutely love these. They sparkle absolutely beautifully, especially once they are capped and top coated. And then over the top of that, I'm going to come in and add my little bats. Now, this was a little bit fiddly, this one. It just wasn't going how I wanted it to go. So I did take my time just faffing around, getting it to lay how I wanted it to lay. And then I had a little bit of trouble with this one as well because these bats actually come out of a glitter mix. So I picked up this one and I was just trying to pick up the bat. I didn't want to pick up as much of the black glitter that I did. So I end up just taking this bat off and rubbing off those black glitter pieces just because I felt as though they didn't really work with the design. So I'm just rubbing them off with my brush that's got some monomer on it. And then I'm going to come back in and place down my bat again. And you can buy these bats on their own, so they're not mixed in with any other glitters, but this was all I had to hand, so I just worked with what I had. But here you can see I'm just popping some clear acrylic on the top of that one just to hold it in place until I'm ready to encapsulate, and then I'm just going to pop that third one down at the bottom. This one went on with no problems. And this is what the design looks like so far. I thought it looked super cute and it was fun to do a pretty Halloween design. I'm then going to come in and encapsulate. So to encapsulate, I'm using my CJP Crystal Glass. This is my go-to clear acrylic. I absolutely love working with this one. So I've picked up a large bead of acrylic, placed it down roughly halfway down the nail, and I'm just patting and blending out the back of the bead and then walking the rest of the bead down towards the free edge just to build up my strength and structure and to make sure that all of the glitter and nail art is fully encapsulated. Keeping my brush wet, quite wet with monomer so that I'm able to smooth out all of that acrylic. And then I'm going to come in with my next bead and just work my way up the nail. So doing exactly the same as before, blending out the back of the bead and then patting and pressing the acrylic into place and walking it down over the previous bead of acrylic. And then with the cuticle bead, I'm just going to tap that gently up into the cuticle area and then fade it over. I'm leaving the bulk of this bead in that back third because that's where our apex would be. And then off camera, I went and filed and buffed and cleaned away all of the dust. And then this is what our freshly filed nail looks like. I'm then going to come in with my CJP tack free top gloss and top coat the entire nail, and this is where all that glitter and nail art just comes to life. I'm super sorry that I'm out of shot for this part at the start. I just didn't even realize, but I'm just applying a really thin layer of this to the entire nail. And as you can see here, just look at those chameleon flakes. They are absolutely beautiful. And I felt as though it was them that really made this design, just helped pop underneath those bats. I then popped that in to cure for 60 seconds, and this is the finished result. I was so pleased with how this turned out. I thought it just looked super pretty for Halloween. So I hope you all enjoyed watching. If you did, then please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you all again soon in the next video. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.